I'm 91 years old, and the cruelest thing I ever did wasn't yelling, it was erasing a voice. Last week I dragged an old answering machine out of a cardboard box, the kind with chunky buttons and a little red light that blinks like it's still waiting. Dust on it thick as regret. There was a cassette tape inside, and on the label, my own handwriting. Family, don't touch. I'm sitting on my back porch right now, watching the sun drag itself up over the trees like it's tired too. House is quiet, too quiet. No wife inside, no friends dropping by, just me, my knees, and this little machine acting like a judge. And before you start thinking this is gonna be some sweet old man story with soft piano and warm lessons, no, this is the part where I tell you what it cost. Back then, that red light used to blink all the time. I'd come home late, tie still on, work boots still on. My wife would have a plate set anyway, pot roast going cold, like hope was part of the recipe. And that machine would be blinking like it had news. My daughter was 9 when it started. Little voice, trying to sound brave. I can still hear it. Hi, Dad. It's me. Call me back when you can. And I'd stare at that blinking light and tell myself the same lie working people tell themselves every day. Not now. Later. I told myself I was building a life, providing, doing the right thing. That was the story I sold myself so I could sleep. Truth, I was hiding inside being busy. Busy is a real nice costume for fear. Had a buddy named Frank, 35 years at a plant, strong as an ox, proud too. He used to slap my shoulder and say, when I retire, I'm taking my girl to Yellowstone. He had the hat already, the little guidebook with dog-eared pages. He'd point at pictures like a kid. Soon, he'd say, soon as I'm done putting in these years. Frank made it to retirement. 2 months in, he dropped dead in his garage, holding a box of Christmas lights. Just gone, like a switch flipped. His wife called me crying. She said he never even sat down, not once. And I remember thinking, Lord, that could be me. And the sick part, I didn't change. Because the illusion ain't just a thought. It's a habit. It's a religion. You don't notice it while it's happening. You just keep pushing the good stuff into later. Like later is a real place you can drive to. It ain't. My wife would say, your daughter asked for you. And I'd hit her with the same line every time. Tell her I'll be there in a minute. I remember one Saturday morning, clear as day. She had a little league game, not some championship. Just a regular game with orange slices and folding chairs. She asked me the night before, Dad, are you coming? And I said it. Same line. In a minute, after I finished this. Next morning I sat in my car outside the field with my laptop open, telling myself I was still showing up because I was nearby. I could hear the crack of the bat, kids yelling, parents clapping. And I stayed in that car, answering work like it was life support. When I finally walked over, the inning was over. She was scanning the crowd like she didn't want to be caught hoping. She didn't say anything mean. She just nodded once, like, it's fine. And that nod, that's when I should have panicked. Because that's what disappointment looks like when it gives up. A minute. Isn't that cute? A grown man lying to himself in units that sound harmless. My daughter wasn't asking for money. She wasn't asking for toys. She was asking for presents. For me to sit down and be quiet long enough to hear her talk about nothing. A school project, a drawing, a little league game on Saturday morning. Now here's where it turns ugly. One night that tape got full. It started cutting messages off mid-sentence. And instead of buying a new tape, Instead of pressing play and calling my kid back, I did the cheapest thing a man can do. I hit rewind, I hit record, and I raised my own kid's voice to make room for nothing. You ever do something so small so quick, and years later you realize it was a turning point? That button click, that little mechanical whir, that was me choosing later over love. Because later wasn't just a word in my house. It was a season, tax season, busy season, after the promotion, after we pay off the house, after the holidays. I treated life like it was a damn department store with hours posted on the door. One night I finally pressed play. Her message came on, and she said, soft as a paper cut, "It's okay, Dad. You don't have to call back. I know you're busy." That's the part that'll haunt you. Not the yelling, not the fights. The moment they start protecting themselves from disappointment. Because when a kid stops asking, they don't stop needing. They stop hoping. Here's the illusion people get drunk on. I'll be happy when, I'll slow down when, I'll show up when work calms down. I got time. Lord knows I said all of it. I could have had it printed on a shirt. Alright, you want truths? Here they are. Not pretty, but clean. 1. Time is a bank account that don't tell you the balance. You wake up, you spend. No statements, no warnings. You think you got years. Then your body gets sick. Then your wife's doctor starts using words you don't like. Then your back goes nope when you bend down at the diner to pick up a sugar packet. So if you're waiting for the right time to call somebody, you're gambling with a deck you can't see. Do it while your hands still work. 2. Your job don't love you. It loves what you produce. Companies are machines. They got policies, not hearts. You die on a Tuesday, they post your job by Friday. And somebody in HR will call it an opportunity. So don't you dare give your best years to a machine and call it loyalty. Call it what it is, a trade, and make sure you're not getting robbed. 3. Most of what you're chasing is future trash. I'm looking at my own junk right now. A drawer full of receipts from Home Depot. Like that's what made me a man. Tools I bought because a magazine told me I needed them. A watch I thought made me look important. Now it just looks like a shiny little handcuff. Give it 20 years. It's a yard sale. Give it 40. It's landfill. But a real moment, a laugh, a hug, a kid tugging your sleeve saying, "Look at this." That don't end up in a dumpster. 4. Your ego is the most expensive thing you'll ever feed. Ego says prove yourself. Ego says rest when you win. Ego says if you slow down, you're nothing. Bull. I missed birthdays chasing respect. I skipped school concerts chasing reliability. I came home late with a paycheck like it was a love letter. And my daughter, she didn't want my respectability. She wanted my face in the crowd. 5. The worst moment isn't the fight. It's the quiet moment when they stop asking. My daughter used to leave messages. Then she started leaving shorter ones. Then she stopped leaving any. And I told myself she was busy. No, she was learning how to live without me. Years went by. I got older. And one day I found that tape again. I sat right here on this porch, pressed play, and waited. And all I heard was static. Just his. No hi, Dad. No little laugh. No life. Because I erased it. I pressed stop. Then I pressed play again. Like doing it twice could change the ending. Like maybe the tape would suddenly remember. My hand was shaking a little. Not from age. From shame. That hiss filled the porch. Steady, cold. like somebody whispering, "This is what you chose." Inside the house, there's a chair my wife used to sit in. It's still there, same spot, and for a second I could see it like a scene from years ago. Her in that chair, waiting for me to put the paper down and look at my own family. But the chair's empty now, and the tape is empty too. That's the part nobody tells you. You don't just lose people, you lose the proof they were ever here. And sometimes you're the one who hit record. That's what later sounds like in the end. Not yelling, not drama, just quiet, big wide quiet. Let me paint you a picture from the end of the road. You, right now, you're surrounded by noise. Notifications, meetings, traffic, people acting like everything's urgent. Like the world will end if you don't answer an email in 10 minutes. Me, I got silence. Big wide silence. My wife's been gone a while. Lord, I still reach for her in the bed sometimes. Habit don't die easy. Most of my friends are either buried or too sick to drive. My house has rooms that don't get walked into anymore. Dust settles like it owns the place. And you know what I don't think about at night? My bank account, my job title, my wins. I think about small moments. Thanksgiving mornings when she wanted me to watch the parade with her. And I said, after I finished this, I think about that blinking red light and the voice I treated like it could wait. Money's useful, sure. Keeps the lights on, pays the doctor, buys a decent steak if your teeth ain't too busted. But money don't hold your hand when your body starts failing. A title don't visit you. A new car don't sit by your bed. At the end, the only wealth that matters is who shows up, who still knows your stories, who forgives you anyway, who still calls. And if you spend your whole life providing without being present, well, you might end up like me, on a porch, talking to strangers on the internet, because the house is too damn quiet. So here's my ultimatum. Take it or leave it. Stop worshiping later. Later ain't a promise. It's a trap door. If there's someone you love, call them today. Not a like, not a comment, a call. Say the thing you keep postponing. Apologize, forgive, show up. And if you know somebody living on later, somebody bragging about never resting while their life rots around them, send them this video. Not to shame them, just to tap them on the shoulder before it's too late. And in the comments, tell me the truth. Who are you saying later to? If you want to stick around for more of an old man's hard-earned regrets, subscribe. I don't got much time left, so I'm not sugarcoating a damn thing. Alright, I'm done talking. My knees are barking. And I got a steak in the fridge that ain't gonna cook itself.